Hey traders, Tyler here, and this is going to be my weekly watch list. These will be the stocks and indexes that I'll be watching over the course of the next week. As they hit different targets, they'll fall off my list. I more than likely won't be adding new ones to this list. So I'll go ahead and break all these down separately, and just know I'll be keeping an eye on these throughout the week. So let's get started. First off, we've got Adobe, and Adobe's been relatively green over the last year plus or so. We are in a little bit of a consolidation month so far, about 9 days in. We're looking at a break over this high from last week. It also happens to be the high from Friday, and we're going to look to see if we can take this high from the week before of about 6:30. It's quite a big move. So if we see some movement going up, I'll probably hop in and see what we can do there. A lot of green, so this is trending in the right direction. Next up, we've got Amazon. Amazon's been green for this year. Had a little pullback in September, and now it's shooting back up, going into the end of the year, holiday season. I like Amazon to finish the year strong. As you can see, I've got two alerts in. We've got, it's hard to tell on the chart, but one's right here on the day, so I'll be looking for this little tiny 2-up bar, one consolidation. I'll look for the bull continuation, probably take a small position here on this first break, and then if we get the second break here of the week, I'll add to my position, and then I'll look to take profit probably almost entirely at this 149.50 mark, 149.30-ish mark. But yeah, that's what we're looking at with Amazon. Again, green across the board, so it's looking good for now. Next up, we've got Duolingo, and Duolingo's got a 3-1 setup, so I'll be looking for the bullish break back out of this consolidation this week. So I'll look to take it as it breaks over this high of about 224.75-ish, and then look to grab about $2 worth of profit over the course of the week as we hopefully reclaim and maybe set a new high around the 227 mark. Like most of the stocks on this list, green here for the last year, green quarter and year, moving in the right direction. So looking good on this trade. Here we've got one in the opposite direction. As you can see, this one's got this nice little trend line down. So we're going to be wary of that. So this one, we've got red pretty much across the board, 14.35 quarter. Not too far off that, but it's still really not even, I mean, it is a big green quarter, but it is in general just moving down. So we're going to look to see if this breaks for the week. This low from last week, 1670-ish, 1765, or sorry, 1667 is the low. If we can break that, we'll look to maybe take some profit here at 1630s, and then maybe a little bit more around the 15s, and maybe leave one runner to see if we can break a new low of around 1378. But yeah, this one's looking like it's trending down, a lot of red, so we'll look for the breakdown to continue. Next up, we've got Groupon. It's been trending upward for the most part, but there's this kind of like flag forming here. So I'm looking to see. I honestly think it's going to break down. It's red pretty much across the board. Year is green, kind of $3 in or so, $2 in. But after a red week last week, I'm gonna see if it kind of pushes back down. I'll probably take profit quick at like 1054-ish around this low from last week. And I'll also keep an eye if it goes up. Probably won't get in just because I don't think this is a good entry, but we'll keep an eye on it, see if it does anything in the bullish direction as well. Next up, we've got Hormel Foods. And Hormel Foods has been on quite a strong downtrend over the last 2 years or so. Could move my line down a little bit. I don't know where my point is though. Anyway, I'm gonna look for this one down as well. We've got red quarter, red year. The month is 30.59, which we're pretty close to. If we move down, the week will be red, the day will be red. So I'm gonna look for a move down under like 31.20 or so, and look to maybe tap this low again. I'll probably take profit right at that 30.12 mark. I don't want to go much lower than that. I don't know if it'll go much lower than that. But again, this will be another one that I'm also going to watch it to the upside. Maybe my line needs to be moved down a little bit, as I mentioned, and it's doing a little bounce off this, and we're going to bounce back up to the top of this channel. So we'll keep an eye on this one either way. See what it does. Next up, we've got Johnson & Johnson. This one again, another little channel it's kind of been bouncing through. We bounced off that 200 moving average last week pretty hard, moving down. So I'm going to look to see if we kind of continue this bearish pattern, pullback, or whatever you want to call it. I'll look to see if I can get in at the break of this 153.91-ish area, and then I'll probably take most of my profit here at 151, and then maybe leave a run or two to see if we can get down to some of these other swing lows. Otherwise, I'll look for the pullback, and then maybe we'll see a nice breakout back up to the top of this channel in the next week or two. But that'll be kind of what I'm looking at with Johnson & Johnson. Next up, we've got Lilly Eli. This is another one that's kind of been bouncing through a channel of sorts. It has been trending very green, very positive, up a ton on the year, up quite a bit on the quarter, even up $7 on the month, which is pretty decent. So we're going to look, had a 2 down week, but it was a strong green candle, so we're going to look to see if we can continue the bullish pressure, hop in on the way up, and then see if we can take most of these highs, maybe even push to the 629, 630 level, and make a new all-time high. Again, green across the board. Next up, we've got Lemonade, and Lemonade has been kind of green. I mean, it's pretty choppy over the last year or so, but we had this 2 green, 1 consolidation with a bit of a red candle, so we're going to look for the breakout of that consolidation. I prefer to get in positive, or on the bullish side, I guess, which is why my mark is 1907, but I'm going to keep an eye on this, and I could possibly take downside bigger pullback as well. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Next up, we've got Lockheed Martin. Lockheed Martin, I've got 2 alerts on. This one's looks like a pretty good play. We could do this little 2-2-1, and now we're going to look for the 2 continuation of this upward pattern. So I've got an alert right here, even though you can't see it, and then I'm also taking an alert at the top of the week as well. So if we can break both the day and the week, I'll probably get in with a couple positions and then look to get out around this high from about a month and a half ago. Maybe leave 1 position to see if we reach here. Take 1 long term. I don't know. We'll see. Next up, we've got NVDA. NVIDIA's got been doing the little up and down lately. It is kind of making some new highs, I guess, apart from this one. But I had this broadening a couple weeks ago, 2 down since then, but this was a green candle. Bit fat for a hammer, but in the right direction. So we'll look to see if it can continue the bullish pressure and break out of this little pullback that it's in. If we can get a breakthrough here, we'll maybe hold on and see if we can get back up to 505. It's a new all-time high. Just to note, it is quite extended over the 200 moving average. It has been for quite a while, but I think it's right. Next up, we've got UiPath. UiPath had huge 2 week last week, 2 weeks ago. So 1 consolidation this past week. And now we're going to look to see if the bulls can continue on pushing up, set a new high for this recent period, and we'll just see kind of where this one will take us. We'll probably just keep a tight stop loss and see what happens. Next up, we've got the Qs. We had a little broadening week on 2 weeks ago, a 2 down week this past week, but it finished strong, nice green finish. So we're going to see if the bulls can continue pushing up or if we're going to have more of a pullback. But if we do keep pushing up, I'll probably hop in and try to play a little bit there. Noteworthily, on the day, if we decide to reverse, I could play a reversal here, potentially. Next up, we've got ROKU. ROKU's been trending green the last little bit. It is red on the month, but it's pretty much right on, well, my mark is green month, so if we can push up here, push through the consolidation from this past week, I'll look to hop in and see if we could set a new recent high over the 108 mark, and we'll be green across the board there. Next up, we've got RTX, and RTX Corp has been trending down, reddish. It's green this quarter, but everything else is red. Excuse me. So on this one, we'll be looking to see if the weekly pressure can continue in the bearish direction. We'll look to get under 81.19 and look to take profit at this kind of double bottom here at 77.86-ish. Next up, we've got SBUX. SBUX again. I'm looking at for the day on Monday. I'll be looking to take this break out of a 2-2 reversal pattern, and then likewise on the week, I want to see it reverse out of this 2 down pattern that it's been in. I would love to see a little machine gun action here. But we need to see a big green candle to start the week and that continued pressure throughout. But if we can get back up to the top, I will hop in and go for the ride. And again, I'd love to get started with a small position here on Monday. A little premature, I guess. Next up, we've got SPLK. SPLK has been just like having huge weekly gap ups. A smaller one at the beginning of this month, or end of November, and then we had some broadening 2 weeks ago. A really tiny consolidation week this week. So I'm looking to see a little breakout out of this consolidation. I don't know, my market's looking down, I guess because the month is down maybe. Maybe I'm expecting a little bit more of a pullback. But I'm also going to look at the bullish side as well. I actually want to throw a second mark in there. I'm not sure why I didn't put one already. But I like that one on either side because I can see this one going either way. And I actually kind of prefer the bull stance on this one. But we'll take a look at this tomorrow or this week and see what this does. Next up, we've got Tesla. Tesla's had kind of a green couple weeks. I did have a 2 weeks ago, 2 up, 1 consolidation, but a nice green candle. And I'm going to look to see if we can break out of this consolidation, maybe break above this channel line, this trend line. And if so, see how far we can ride Tesla up to the moon. And last but not least, we've got United Health Group. That one had a 3 broadening candle 2 weeks ago. It's got a 1 consolidation this week, and I'll be looking for the break out of that consolidation to get to at least the high from the broadening week, but I'd like to see it make a couple new highs, maybe get back to, 55, 54 I guess is this high, but love to see it get back to 558, would be nice. So anyway, these are my weekly watch list stocks.